Well, a new day in this paradise called Earth and the world. Welcome back again from the Philippines. I've been a bit off my videos for a few days. Basically been into more editing mode and uploading and finding good spots and having connection and everything. But back again, and that's absolutely the best moment of my day, reaching out to you with whatever message I'm guided to share with you, and that it's true, that it's 100% guided. And it took me a while before I truly really started to express it, to not only get the message or the guidance that I should speak about this or a topic. It took me a while to actually do it, and then after doing it, actually uploading it. For me, these were steps after all the uncomfortable steps of overcoming, dealing with psychological, mentally or emotional abuse, usually narcissistic abuse. But in my continued journey where, while overcoming it, and in all those moments where I felt like, where am I heading, and even the doubt and the fear that kicked in, and moments of, well, almost turning back, but there was always this push, this voice inside, keep going. That's what I did, and a whole journey followed, and I went through phases that I now define in my program, which you can step into right here, right now. Click the link in the description. But the journey that I walked and went through is just really overcoming this type of abuse, and with all trial and errors and falling back and figuring it out on my own. It took me years, and gave me everything as well what I needed to know and to see and to experience about this type of abuse, to be able to guide you with the right steps. But of course this comes in combination with over 8 years of ongoing education on it, learning from the best, those that specialized in it, and a combination of those that have truly have noticed that give the results you want, and that is becoming free. Not only becoming free, but then also to stay free. That's actually maybe even at least an equal of a challenge, but maybe even harder to consistently choose yourself and every single day. And with this type of abuse, you're so much challenged to do so. Everything that's projected towards you, and especially when you start making steps, that intensifies, and the resistance becomes worse, and the abuse as well, if you allow it. And I've seen it, I've experienced it from all angles, in all types of settings, with friends, relationships, family system, bosses. And I needed to. This was my thing in life, and it took me a long time to really figure out that it was meant to be, and my purpose. And it became clear when I got to the other side, and when I was still, of course, struggling and a lot of emotional stuff to deal with, but when I was able to release that afterwards in solitude, yes, as well, going deep inwards, working on myself and recognizing patterns and breaking them, but as well go deep inner and into my intuition, and started following what I feel I needed to do, and it's exactly what I'm doing now. And everything that happened to me happened for me, and so it will for you. It's hard to see and understand when you're still in it, because of the pain and suffering, and you can imagine why it would make sense, or why you should. You're not supposed to stay in there, but you have a strong purpose. You're being tested to step up, and you must step up, because you have a huge purpose to fulfill in this life. And don't worry if you don't know what it is, and that's impossible right now to figure it out. And that will come along the way, along this journey, which comes in a few phases of really seeing and defining what you're dealing with without overwhelming yourself. All the stuff on the internet and everything that's being said about it, and the confusing and the contradicting messages, and well, it's really important to have the right steps in the right order. There's a lot of practical stuff that's missing online, and how to take the steps practically, everything that comes with it as well. When you eventually step up, how to execute it, create an environment for yourself where you can heal, where you can calm down your nervous system, where you can start with healing practices that will actually have effect. Because if you take the wrong steps and you try those practices, they won't have effect, and it's just gonna be, you're gonna try it and then it's not gonna work. You don't have the results, the effects, and you're gonna abandon those things or those practices because you think it doesn't work. This is how many people stay stuck and fall back, by the way, not only because of these things, but as well in trying to detach and to become free. In many ways, you can be kept stuck by the abusive people in your life and be held back by them literally, but as well your inner programming of the feelings of guilt, shame, and everything they project onto you. Everything is going to be handled within the journey and the path that I'm providing here online for you. It's intuitive. It's about a session every day, and it's not a race. The curriculum, to use a fancy word, I would say more or less 4 months, but it's step by step, and it's specifically done so it's digestible, because you need to have it digestible, and you need to go step by step to anchor things in. And it first comes with acknowledgement, defining what you're dealing with, being able to make decisions that you can stick to. I want you to be able to eventually really see it and then make a decision. It's when it sticks, when it comes from within you, that will guarantee your path forward, because it comes from within. And all the confirmation you need along the way, that's on me, and that's how you will be guided along the way. You need our repetition and guidance in the weak moments you have on this journey, in which you will be easily normally to be falling back. That's the risk many do. It takes many times to leave for many, and often eventually they never do because they give up. The path is here to make sure you stay on track without overwhelm. A session a day, or start with 30 minutes a day. Promise me that. Promise yourself that. Otherwise, you're not going to get the results you want. You need to take the steps in the right order. But that begins with taking the sessions in the right order. Don't skip any. Don't rush them. Take them. And every session has its purpose. Even if it feels a bit like, okay, where are we heading? Trust that process. Of defining what you're dealing with, the decision making, then the detachment phase. It's incredibly important and a very delicate and vulnerable process where you cannot be missing out on anything. And sometimes you need to listen in this twice, 3 times in a session to get everything that's in there. And then there will be a healing phase, which is a crucial one as well. But the first steps and the first phases need to happen, otherwise that phase will not be effective. And then eventually you might give up, or you feel like you see it's not working, or you need to go back into the sessions you skipped, follow the sequence. Eventually we're going to not only stay right there, or after overcoming this type of abuse, we're going to move forward and really shattering all the old programming, the beliefs, the limiting beliefs that would still be holding you back. And it will, because even when you have left, there's an active programming that, especially because of these abusive people, that will actually still make you feel in a certain way, or make you make decisions that are actually not yours. And you need to be able to recognize all those things so you can step back and re-evaluate and take the right direction, and everything will be handled. And as well, it's about stepping up from there and creating an authentic life with a whole new set of values and a whole new programming, and everything will happen. It's all about change, results, and a transformation. It sounds huge, and when people talk about it years ago to me, are like, that's too much, I have no clue how to handle that, and it's too much for me. And but especially when you're dealing with this type of abuse, it is, because you're already stressed, overwhelmed, exhausted. You have like, how am I going to do it? This is not for you to worry, and this is why I've created this program. so you have a path and not just one course or 2 hours of video materials or whatever. And it's very digestible, intuitive, practical, and step by step, and guidance. And you might need more than 4 months. It depends a bit on how much you can spend on it every day. It depends on your situation and your ability to make steps. But even if it takes you 6 months, oh man or woman, that's really fast. It took me about 7-8 years to overcome the status abuse, to shift into, healing and finding myself and my true purpose and overcoming barriers. And there are still things that I'm working on. But sometimes it takes people decades to leave, and sometimes they're even never able to leave. And sometimes they leave this life because of the stress, the overwhelm, and never knowing what was actually the problem, and that was perhaps the people around them. It could be family, the partner, anyone. Of course, those that are closest to you have the most impact. And this is why in family, sometimes it's still often a hard topic for people to talk about, because people don't want to acknowledge it happens in families, but it actually does more than you think. And obviously, when it does, it has the most impact, because as a child, you cannot just pack your bag and leave. And you've then been dealing with this from a young age, and then there's a lot of childhood trauma as well to work through. And together you will succeed. Just follow the process, step in 30 minutes a day or a session a day. Don't overwhelm yourself. Make sure when you step in, you can do so many moment in time, which is crucial, because just 1 time a week to a therapist or a coach, it's not going to be enough. It's not going to cut it. When you go back to your situation, to stay on track, and there's too much room to fall back. You need ongoing progress, ongoing guidance and support for that, to do it adequately, to do it effectively, safely, and to have the progress you want, and in a reasonable time. And again, 4 months is really fast, 6 months is still fast. If it takes you longer, then I would say take a year, but it's possible. In 4 months you can do really, really, really a lot. And even if you try many things, even if you already have left the situation, but you're still stuck, step in. It's not about just physically leaving, it's as well about detaching emotionally and spiritually, because this type of abuse is on soul level. It hijacks your soul, and it's on an extreme spiritual level as well. Everything will come to pass in the program, everything will become clear, but step by step. This video is already a lot, but I hope it nudges you, because there is no option for you to stay in there. Not only your health, mental health, of course, but you can get seriously ill. Mental stress becomes physical stress, becomes disease, autoimmune disease, and everything that follows from it. I don't want to scare you, but the longer you stay in, the more risk you have. But I'm as well talking about becoming the version that you are meant to be, to live your divine life, your authentic life. You have a purpose, and probably a very strong, big one. You might not know now. This is why this huge test. And I'm here, not by myself, but I'm guided. I've been guided since 2019, for about 6 years plus. I've not done it alone. I've done it with some other higher power, universe, call it God, whatever you believe in. And I'm guided to do this, and I must, and I have to. I gave up everything for that as well. This is 100% because I want to, and because I so much want and need you to step in, to follow that path. And you can just try it a week, then decide to try a month, and stick around, and understand it takes at least about 4 months to get results. But there is a promised land for you, in a life that you are supposed to be living in full purpose, in excitement, in joy, thriving, and shining. in which eventually you're going to inspire and lead others as well to do the same. That's what I'm here for as well. That's more the collective. But if you're in there, if you're stuck and struggling in pain, and I know when you're dealing with this type of abuse, you don't want to be pushed by no one. I know. When that happened to me, I would also just back off. And I don't know how or what. Sometimes I need to, and I'm so compassionate with you because I know how much it hurts. But I also need to nudge you, and I need to push you a little bit. And if you feel you can't, then you need to tell yourself, I must. There are people waiting for you and relying on you to live your purpose. But you first, you're not supposed to continue to suffer. But there is a path you need to take to become that most empowered version of yourself. It comes with uncomfortable action. That's why I'm here as well. I'm going to do it together, and you're going to be nudged, and you're going to be reminded that it's only when you take those steps, even if there's fear, but doing it anyway, every time things open up for you, every time there's something that you could never rationally have thought of. And this is why you stay stuck. I did as well. To try to find a strategy or a plan to, when dealing with this type of abuse, you cover it with a blanket of toxicity. Even for people that are not dealing with this type of abuse, it's hard to change. But when you're dealing with this, there's no way. And it's really about first stepping out. Then your mind can become clear, and you can start having a vision and a plan and feeling a shift in energy already. And then the whole journey continues. Step in. That's the message. Step up. If you're tired, exhausted, I know. In pain, I know. If you're confused, I know. If you are still thinking about that 1% of the moments that's good with this people or this person, I know. Just think about the 99% of the awful way they make you feel, or how they make you suffer. They will have to deal with their own stuff. It's not even stepping up. It's not like revenge or anger. And yes, you are allowed to be angry. That's part of you. It's part of your authentic self. And you should be angry as well. I'm not going to stay stuck in that. I'm going to make sure. But there is something as healthy, righteous anger for this, because it is evil. And even if people do it unconsciously, they have to deal with their own trauma, their own shit. And you cannot do that for them. And they might not do that in this lifetime. But you have a responsibility for you. The only relationship that you need to be concerned about and that you need to be connecting to is the one, the universe, God, if it's God for you. That's the one. That's where you get your guidance, and you need to detach first from that to receive your guidance, to be open to it, to hear it, and to as well allow the good things afterwards to come in. There's a deprogramming that we need to do because of this type of abuse. I want to help you rewire and everything for you to become connected with yourself, become grounded, to regulate, to heal. The more you do that, and the more that you are able to, and that comes through practicalities of detaching, and the right steps in the right order is crucial. It makes all the difference. I mean, the difference between continuing years of suffering or having this journey for decades, or in a few months getting to the other side, and within half a year and a year really becoming that most authentic self, person you are, living that purpose. Start with 4 months, give it 6, but it's a journey that becomes your journey of happiness in itself. Trust me, it is. It's as well not necessarily the finish line, but I want to give you everything you need, that at least after those 4 to 6 months, you have everything in your pocket, the tools as well. And after making the steps that I'm going to guide you into and nudge you, remind you, you need to take those steps in the right order. And the more you do that, you will notice that every time things open up for you, something comes in, or you meet someone, or a door opens that you could never have thought of if you would not have stepped. And therefore, this is a journey of faith. And I'm guided. It's for me also a journey of faith. It's scary as in the beginning. And those are the hardest steps. But when you take that step, even if there's fear, something happens. And the more you do it, the more you will trust and start feeling and believing it, and the more easy it becomes. And that's why I'm here, to provide you the ongoing guidance, so you can start leaning into that faith and start making those steps. And along the way, after a couple of months, that you can fly it on your own. You have everything rewired with a whole new set of belief system, empowered, knowing what to do. And you can always come back and jump in again if you want to revisit, and I will continue anyway, but I want you to, for a couple of months, be able to continue by yourself, on your own. That's the goal as well. And by doing it adequately, the right way, in the right order, with the right guidance and support, you do this one time right, and then you can soar high and fly out on your own. You don't have to continue with seminars and searching around and courses here and there. You're ready. And once you are connected and free and connected to the Holy Spirit, and you receive that guidance and you follow that, oof, all the magic will happen and comes into your existence, including purpose. We're going to work on that, but it will follow. Don't stress yourself. Some people are like, I need to find my purpose right now. If you do that, yeah, it's going to be very hard. It will come along the way. And everything as well, everything you've dreamt of. There will be moments down the line, and I cannot wait until it happens for you. And I had these experiences at some point that I was somewhere and I was doing something about. I dreamt of this years ago. I never imagined that it would ever happen. But your dreams are real, or were real. Maybe you have abandoned them a bit because of this abuse, but they are real. So lean in, step in. I'm gonna end this video. It's 21 minutes in. Watch more if you want here on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, any channel. Take a step. If this even resonates slightly with you, sign up, lean in, step in, start. 30 minutes a day, every day. That's what I'm asking from you. Those little things over a long period of time, that's the transformation. And over time you will speed up by yourself. You will be able to do more. There will be more space for you to do so as well. The growth is not linear, it's going to be exponential. I hope this anchors in. I hope you feel me. I hope you feel how I want to be soft, compassionate, because I am. I will do anything I need to make you step into making the change. It comes with a bit of pushing, persuasion, or humor. Love. I'm sending you a lot of love. If you're in there, if you're stuck, I know your pain. I feel your pain. I can literally feel that. You're not alone. I'm here with you. As of today, you have a path. Come on. Let's go and breathe. Step up.